need to mow all this back, move plants. Need to mow all this back after I move plants. So many trumpet vines, and here's some really good bleeding heart vine starters and all of this. A lot of times snakes wrap in there, but I do need to pull these out. Oh. Ouch, 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 ow. Oh. Ouch, ouch. Oh, that flew in my eye, of course. Boy, in the day, I used to be so serious. I'd wear the hat, and I'd wear my boots and my gloves, and outer shirt and an inner shirt. Let's see what else. Oh, yes, and I'd definitely be wearing eye covering, full eye covering. I guess at 66, even though I have all these horrible cactus needles, nettle needles, I'm still doing what I do. And I do need to get in there and cut those vines. I need to cut these, but just don't feel like it. Look at all these needles. Oh, gosh. Ouch, ouch, ow. Okay. Now it's catching me. Okay, well, I'll move this pile in a while. Sometime today or tomorrow, I'll stack more to it. I'll get some more on it. Now, I did not think that pineapples would come from, look at this winter really did a job on my pineapple bushes. I only thought they would come from smaller bushes because I saw that, but then I saw recently another pineapple plant that had great big huge bushes. They're gone. I did say I was going to pull them out. Ouch, ouch, ouch. This is so, ow, ow, ow. They are very, my poor pineapples. I did get pineapples off them, but they have rotted, as you see. That 7-degree weather this year really took a toll on them. It did. Here's some more. I live in the woods and I love it. My father, I grew up in the most beautiful homes. Oh my Lord. Beautiful homes, beautifully cared for. Victorian, gorgeous 2- and 3-story homes. And then my dad moved to the subdivision to a gorgeous tri-level home. My dad worked so hard. He grew up in a 1-bedroom home without hot water in his own bedroom. He slept on a fold-out couch. And then when his grandfather was dying of cancer, he shared that couch. My father never had his own bedroom until my mom left us in 1977 or 78. And then within a year or so, he had a beautiful woman, Norma Tracy, and they married eventually and spent the next 45 years together in a great life. My dad had 2- and 3- and 4-bedroom homes, double bathrooms, double garages, gorgeous. My dad worked to prove that you may come from nothing or you may come from a drunkard, but you don't have to be one. He worked his way to upper middle class, into upper class. He was a machinist and he worked 6 days a week, 10, 12 hours a day. And some years he worked 7 days a week, 12 hours a day. When my mom left us for my dad's best friend of his lifetime, my dad kept us kids and raised us. What a good man. There are not many like him. Or maybe there are. Oh, I gotta believe there are. I want to believe that more than anything. And women too, for that matter. I kept my son, and I always will. There are a lot of people who won't do such things, and that's their choices. Oh, we got some bees. Got a tree full of bees. Yeah. Good tree, feeding the environment. Oh, I used to keep all of this mowed, all of this. Yumi, are you on my wood? Yes, you are. I'm so excited. Dave's going to enclose the rest of this. I'm so excited. I'm freaking delighted. I was going to do a load of laundry today, and I just was like, I've been going every day. Here's my grapefruit. Here's my grapefruit. Here's my grapefruit. Here's my grapefruit. When the petals drop off, this is what fruit is growing. It's going to be green and hard, and then there's going to be a great big grapefruit going to hang off in here. I'll get 2 or 3. I'll probably get somewhere between 1 to 4 around here, maybe more. And I'll get 1 to 4 up there. I'll get somewhere between 2 to 8, unless I get more this time, which would be so great. Oh, I finally quit hacking and cutting it 13 years ago. And I got back from Central Michigan University, where I had decided, since my son was going to be going into the service, that I would grab a Bachelor of Science degree, math, energy, economics, and labor. I studied in my first degree under Dr. Henry Hahn, world-renowned political scientist, multiple attorney degrees throughout the world, very well known with the president of the World Bank. He asked me to represent the American population students in the 80s by going to the United Nations with him. Not because I was the smartest in his class, not because my parents had big money and donated it to Central Michigan University. Because he said, of the years that he had observed me in and out of school, I was the person that was unusually able to speak with all genders, colors, religions, sexual identities, and care for them and engage them in a way that brought classes together. And that made me happy. And my grandmother was dying of cancer, so I didn't go. The same reason I turned down the scholarship to Cambridge 2 years in a row. I love my life. I've lived in concrete mini mansions. The love of my life, Paul Brian Luniak, Forbes 500. He took hundreds of thousands with his family and worked and turned it into a $500 million empire. Now over $1 billion or $2 billion. That would be Bear Trust Company in Michigan, throughout Michigan, as well as their horse farms, and they bought massive amounts of property for their trust companies. They also bought the railroad company in town, the banks in Ithaca, car washes. It's a beautiful life. I have lived a beautiful life all over the country, doing wonderful and fun and great things. Oh, my cat is watching a squirrel. My cat's watching a squirrel. Let's see if I can find that. There it is. It's gathering nuts. Let's all gather nuts. I wonder if it heard that we have a a leader who has somewhere between 9 to 18 days of fuel. That's our American reserve. We have 9 to 18 days of fuel. I think it's 20 million or 20 billion a day, whichever the number is. We have approximately 18 days in reserve, give or take a few days. I'm praying for peace, and I'm actively seeking my own. How about you? Have you worked really hard in your life? Have you sacrificed the love of lustful, endless sexual partners? Have you given up endless amounts of food that should be called energy that we use for self-satisfying desires as opposed to working through our pains? What have you done to get ready for this time? Perhaps you are stacking rice and beans. Perhaps you've decided to plant a garden. Perhaps you've decided to stockpile meat or start canning. Maybe you don't have the money for any of that type of preparation. So I would suggest to you, if you're physically able, find the pennies that you have set aside, money out of your couch, whatever area that you think that you can find some cash, or buy yourself some rice, some beans, some potatoes. Get yourself some serenity. This world has been turning since the beginning of time. Humanity has died out and replenished many times. This won't be the last go round. It's just gonna be a little bit of a struggle for some for a while. Hi, you two. Hi, my sweet babies. Embrace those things that you can eat that are plentiful and not expensive, and get yourself in a situation where you can have a few days in advance, few weeks, and then work yourself to a few months and multiple months, and maybe even a year surplus. Many of us Americans are morbidly obese. We could live off in our fat by just drinking water for weeks alone. Yeah, it's a hard survival, but we'll survive. It's time to get our heads out of the couches and into the living of moving. I am going to be having some tea from this tree. These needles are so delicious. Then I'm going to make some antibacterial liquid from them. And I'm going to have some tea in the front out of my clover. Oh my Lord, is it good? It's so good. Let's go to the sky. Sky, sky, sky. Hi, whippoorwill. Whip it good, whippoorwill. I got a girl right here next to me. Her name is Lily Violet. She's got beautiful green eyes she uses to see. Oh, there's a baby. She got a tail for Mom always. Because my arthritis was so bad. It's so much better now, but it's still bad, but it was horrible. I could barely bend, so I taught them head and tail. That way it didn't hurt so much to pet them, and I felt good as opposed to trying to do all of it. And my hands would sometimes be stiff, like poke them. More liquidity. This is really stiff right now, so I'll work that. I'll gently work on that later. All the bees are flourishing with all of the blooms